Good morning. What a great day for reading and spending some time reading today. We are going to use the strategy of utilizing those sticky notes that I gave you before we left for spring break. And if you have lost your sticky notes, don't worry, because you can always do them on Class Kick. But we are going to read together today and track our thinking using sticky notes. And I'm going to demonstrate for you using this article or story I found on Storyworks. If you would like to use a story on Storyworks, you can just click fiction, and there are tons of stories. So right up here on the top, you can't see it because of my face, you can see how it has nonfiction, paired text, fiction. You just click on fiction, and then there's all kinds of different stories. So I picked this one, The Stars Below Me. So I wanted to show you, I'm going to move my face back over here. I wanted to show you our anchor chart for today. Let's go over this together. See if I can get it on here. All right, readers use Post-it notes to show their thinking. So we're going to use the LOL. We're going to code our thinking with LOL, a funny part that you read today. A star, an asterisk, we're going to use for an important part. A exclamation point is a surprising part. A heart would be your favorite part. Question mark would be a confusing part. And then the little thinking bubble would be a part that makes you predict what's going to happen next in the story. So this is not our first time to code our thinking while we're reading, but I just thought it would be a fun way to read today and make sure that we're thinking too. All right, so let's get started on the story so that we can get going. Here we go. I'm going to read this to you just a little bit every day so we can read together for, here we go. The Stars Below Me. Mara is miserable in the city until her friends help her discover a whole new universe. I'm going to have to make it bigger for Miss Gopher's eyes. All right. Some people think that country living is boring, with the wide open spaces and big piles of hay. But except for the roosters waking me at the first sign of the sun on the horizon, I love it here. In the fields with my telescope, I see craters on the moon and rings of Saturn. The stars are so far away, it can take millions of years for their light to reach us. Whenever I look up, I'm looking into the past. I travel through time without leaving my backyard. How cool is that? The problem is Dad just got a new job on a newspaper, and now we're moving to New York City. My mom grew up in the city and is so excited about moving there. She's practically glowing. I am not glowing. I've lived in this house every day of my life. I've gone to school with the same kids since kindergarten, and the fact that I still have the stars in New York is the only thing that's keeping me from freaking out. Dad promised that our apartment would have a balcony for my telescope. He also promised I wouldn't have any trouble making friends. I doubt that one. Kids in the city are cool. They grow up next to famous people, and they know what to wear on every occasion. I like looking at the stars, growing big pumpkins. I'm in the 4-H club. I even like math. I don't think I'm going to be very popular. All right, so let's stop and let's code some of our thinking. So I have my reader's notebook here. So the first thing I wrote down is the date and the title of my story. And I put an asterisk because it was an important part when Mara shared, and we haven't learned her name, but that's her name. When Mara shared that she's lived in the same house her whole life. She has not moved. She has not gone anywhere. So I think that that's an important part. Something else that I think is maybe I'm going to make a prediction is about her making friends. Is she going to be able to make friends? So I'm going to write down my thinking bubble. All right. So then I'm making a prediction about will she make friends? All right. So today, as you're reading, I want you to code some of your thinking today, at least 2 sticky notes just like me, and you can read anything you like. You can do it on paper like me and take a picture, or you can do it digitally on Class Kick.